Okay, so Bezras Hashem, first off, good Purim. But Bezras Hashem, we're picking up in the last of the jobs of the fixer. Now we know that the fixer has to go down 3 levels, because the fixer begins in the world of Atzilus, in that world of clarified light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, where everything is clear and present, that world of Eitzel, that world of being close. And in that world of being close, the job was l'takenes dvarim hamikul kalim, to fix the broken things, meaning everywhere he looked, there was something broken, whatever it was that was broken in his life, it was an opportunity to fix. Just like Rashbi when he comes out of the cave, where his first question is there something here that needs a tikkun? What can I fix? The assumption of the tzaddikim amitim is that there's something broken in need of fixing. And Rashbi learned that koyach from Yaakov, who after being saved from the battle with Esav, went to town and he was metakein a form of currency. So Rashbi says, what can I fix here? And he goes to the town of Tiberia and he clarifies that place of Safek Thomas Misa. He draws down the light of certainty. He draws down the light of Vinhapilchu and he fixes things. And the true tzaddikim, wherever they look, there's something to fix. And in that world of Atzilus, every opportunity was something to fix. It was an easy way of finding the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The king sees that this is a person who's truly happy without a worry in the world, which is a chiddush to the aspect of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that exists before Tzimtzum. On a certain level, the chiddush of a Jew in this world is the capacity to uncover the secret of besimcha b'li daiga klal, true happiness without any worry, not in the world of Atzilus, but specifically down here in the worlds of separation. And so the king comes out to see if there's anyone who's truly happy. And he sees that the fixer is truly happy, so he says, the king says, I'm going to break this for him, because he says he can fix broken things. He says he could be mavar, the light from within the darkness, in anything that is in front of him. And so let's truly put this power to the test. Let's see if the tzaddik, if the isha metakein, if that or of the tzaddik has the ability to fix broken things, even in a state of concealment, and even in the world of separation, even in those 3 lower worlds of Bria, Yitzir, and Asiya, where it's no longer apparent that the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu animates all things. It's no longer apparent that Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus L'Olam Voed are ultimately representative of the same thing. In the world of Olam HaAtzilus, there was Shema Yisrael, there was Yichud Ilah, and there was Yichud Tata of Baruch Shem. There was the possibility of concealment, but in the world of Atzilus, it's all fixed. In the world of Bria, that element of concealment becomes more real. It's bar, it's outside, it's associated with the mindset of Bina, of severity. And so the job of the Isha Metakin was now to prove the true power of his neshama, to uncover the power of fixing, even in the worlds of separation. So in the worlds of separation, we see our fixer uncovering the capacity of cutting down trees and finding the Suda of true happiness through that act. And the secret of cutting down trees is the secret of clarifying certain types of concealment that are not so difficult, where there's concealment, but it's still clear that that concealment, that difficulty, is part of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then he finds his meal in the world of Bria, and Hashem says, okay, Makalkel, bring him down to the world of Yetzirah, where he started cleaning out the waste of animals. And again, the Isha Mataken uncovers the profound, wondrous capacity of revealing HaKadosh Baruch Hu's light, even in the world of Olam HaYetzirah, even in the world of distortion, even in the world of confusion, of imagination, even in the world of Toivara, in the world of Matat, in the world of Chol, in that world of the Na'alayim, where we're partly our feet at this point, we're stuck unconsciously in the lower parts of our body. And he finds the Isha Matakin is capable, yes, is capable of finding that meal, finding that light of Simcha, and revealing that even in the world of Yetzirah, even in that place, which seems so far from the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the true power of the fixer, the true power of the neshama is that it can fix broken things even there. And then comes the finale, because the world under the world of Yetzirah is the world of Asiya. Is the world of Asiya. The world of Asiya is what we know. We are at the lowest possible elements, that there's nothing lower than it in the world of Asiya. But the world of Asiya is the lowest world. It's the world, it's the hither side of the expression of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to speak. And from a certain perspective, this world appears completely devoid. completely devoid of the animating light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu at times. It's a world of impoverishment. It's a world of having nothing of one's own, no tools to use in the hopes of coming close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The world of Asiya is that dira b'tachtoinim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu desired, the lowest place, like the Baal Tanya Schus Yogan Aleinu describes so powerfully in the 36th chapter of Tanya. That Ratzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu lios lo dir b'tachtoinim. And the Tzaddik, Rav Yitzchak Meyer Morgenstern Shlita, tells us that 36th chapter in Tanya is the Kodesh HaKadoshim of Tanya. It's the place where the Baal Tanya buried the Torah of Keser in the Sefer of Tanya, which is the Sefer of Chachma. That buried within the heart of Sefer Tanya is the emes la'amiso of what the Baal Tanya was trying to tell us, the Oris of Keser. That the Baal Tanya's derech on a certain level was to conceal that light. The whole Indian of the Baal Tanya was pushing the boundaries of what was allowed to be revealed at that particular moment, and those tzaddikim were moiser nefesh on the expansion of the revelation of Pnimiyas HaTorah. Without those tzaddikim, there would be no hamshach of Pnimiyas HaTorah. The Baal Tanya was in Sefer Tanya on a certain level, which is a Sefer that shaykh the Beinanim. There's a certain concealment of the light of Keser. It's not so interested in the light of Keser. It's interested in functioning on a level of Chachma where a person has to think and contemplate. In Shar Yichud V'Amuna, we find the tools to grasp the level of Keser. But Chinuch Katan, which is in between Sefer Shel Beinanim and Shar Yichud V'Amuna, Chinuch Katan, which is Chanoch Lanar Al Pi Darko, that if you teach an individual how to understand the world of Kriyat Shema, how to understand the Yichud of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even when they fall into concealment, they're not going to forget it. And that's the level of Keser, where a person can be above and below at once. And in the 36th chapter of Tanya, where the Baal Tanya makes so famous the statement of Chazal that Ratzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu lios l'dir b'tachtoinim, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to create a dwelling place specifically in the lowest place. That's the secret of the fixer, who is now gaining the opportunity of disclosing the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the light of Nisim, the light of Bitachon, specifically in the world of Asiya. Not the world of Atzilus, not Bria Yitzira, but rather Asiya, the lowest place, that place of Choshech Kafel u'Mechupel, that darkness that is doubled over itself, the place of Maras HaMachpelah, the place of a concealment that is folded over itself, that place that the Rashash says is Ganuz B'meyu Denachash, that is hidden in the belly of the snake, or what Rebbe Nachman describes as the Hastar Shabbaseich Hastara. That place of Eilam Asiya is the Iker place that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to be Megala, his kavod. That's the secret of Keser, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is above in the world of Atzilus, where it's very easy to fix broken things, because everything is clear. And he's present as well in the lowest place. And not only that, but the lowest place is Megala. It reveals the deepest light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And so now, in this finale, our fixer is going down into the world of Asiya. It's going down into the world of Asiya. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is now testing the neshama to see, okay, in this place of concealment, Azoi Choshech, in this dark place, are you capable of fixing broken things? Are you capable of tapping into the light of Bitachon? And what our fixer teaches us, and what all of the tzaddikim teach us, is that be'emes, when we reveal the koyach of Bitachon in the lowest imaginable place where it seems so impossible to find the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's dafka there that the real koyach of bitachon is miskala. Because when the choshech is transformed to reveal the light of bitachon, so it shows that the darkness and choshech, darkness and choshech, and or and light are both representative of the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Tosefes Kishut, the adornment of perfection, making the original perfection of the Olam HaAtzilus, where it was very easy to fix broken things without any distortion, and revealing a supplement to that perfection, which can only come about by way of the descent away from the original perfection. In the world of Atzilus, when the Isha Mataken could fix anything in the world, it wasn't such a chiddush that he was happy without a worry. The chiddush comes about when a person descends. And again, this descent is relative to each individual soul, and it should be b'derech ha'ahava and never chas v'sholom b'derech ha'yisurin. And if it is ever b'derech yisurin, it should be b'derech yisurin shel ahava, which Chazal tell us at least allows us to learn Torah. Because when a person learns Torah, then it's mevatel the yisurin legamri, because Torah teaches us what yisurin are. And in that place of Olam Ha'asiyah, we have the koyach of being megala the Tosefes Kishut, of revealing a deeper perfection of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, we're not going to go into the Maisa tonight. There's too much of a hakdama to understand and to begin to understand the secret of the fixer's final encounter in the Olam Ha'asiyah, where he becomes a soldier, where he rents himself out as a soldier, where he throws himself into that world of war, chas v'shalom, into that world of war, the chayil, the ish chayil. He's no longer fixing broken things easily. He's no longer cutting down trees in the forest. He's no longer cleaning and sitting with the animals. He's now thrown into that terrifying world of milchama, of war. He's a chayil. He's now a soldier. To be a soldier is, the implication is that the battle is already waging. It's a world of battle. The Ramchal, Rav Moshe Chaim, Lutzato, Zchus Yogen Aleinu, Tzadik Yisod Olam. The Ramchal tells us in the first parak of Mesilas Yesharim, that to be in this world is to be like somebody thrown into a battle that's already waging, that the bullets are whizzing by your head already. And you already have to be mitgaber ka'ari, to be a soldier, with the assumption that this is going to be shver, it's going to be hard. There's going to be fears, and there's going to be things that are going by our heads left and right. To be a chayil, to live in that world of where Misa blots out the light of the sun, where human life is degraded to such an extent that a person has to just accept the bare reality of chisaron and loss, chas v'shalom, of what Chazal HaKadoshim referred to as oilam kimin noheg. That's the Indian of oilam ha'asiyah, oilam kimin noheg. My Saba used to say this Maimer Chazal all the time. My Saba, Zchus Yogen Aleinu, Rabbi Yisrael ben Rav David, would say, Olam Kimin Hagonohig is the deepest Hester in the world. That's the Olam Ha'asiyah. And that's the place of being a soldier. That's the place of already being in a Muhammad, of choosing to enter into that place. But what we're going to see, obviously, is that to reveal the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu as a soldier in a world that's already within a Muhammad, that's already raging, when a person is able to draw bitachon down into that place, what they're able to do is they're able to be mamtik hakol. Because if I could find HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the place of war, if I could uncover the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to make the decisions to be mamtik war, like the tzaddikim, like the Kamarner tzaddikim said, that tzaddikim have the capacity to be mevatel Muhammad. And when a tzaddik says something like that, that's what it means, that tzaddikim have the koyach to be mevatel the koyach of Muhammad. That's it. That's it. This is the story of Purim. We're in the story of Purim, trying to understand what appears to be a matzav of Purim. It's no longer clear which is the book and which is reality. But Be'emes, the entire story of the Megillah is to teach us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu fears the Welt. HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives the keys, the maftechos, over to the tzaddikim amitim throughout the generations. In our generation, throughout the generations, all of the tzaddikim, they have a koyach to be mevatel. It's in their hands. And this Indian of milchama, that this one must prepare themselves for the battle of the soul, a place where bullets are already whizzing by the head, like the Ramchal HaKadosh says in the first parak of Mesilas Yesharim, Rav Kook Zchus Yogen Aleinu in Oiris HaMilchama, in the lights of war, in the book that he wrote in a time of war, Oiris HaMilchama, the lights of war, that Rav Kook writes that when there's a milchama that's misoirer in the world, the koyach of Mashiach is a misoirer in the world. That kol hator nishma bi'artzenu. This koyach of descending into that world of milchama, where the Yishem Atakein believes in the koyach of the tzaddikim to have bitachon, that everything is good, that or tzaddikim ki tov, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world and it's good. that HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Isha Milchamos. And this secret, the fixer goes down because the fixer knows the joke. The fixer's in on the joke, the neshama's in on the joke. The neshama knows that the descent is for the sake of revealing the deepest capacity of understanding HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. The tzaddik's aware, the tzaddik is willing, the neshama is willing to go down into the place of the quadrupled concealment, the concealment upon concealment upon concealment upon concealment, the shir meruba, that fourfold song that is only born specifically when a person descends down into those dark places, the secret of the tikkun klali, the secret of going down and being mahapech yorida into an aliyah, the secret of the armor that Rebbe Nachman describes, the secret of what it means to be a person who wears armor in a milchama, understands that there's absolutely nothing one can do to protect themselves from every threat. And in that moment, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is megala the koyach to be mechaya oneself, because when we realize we don't have the koyach, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the koyach. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the koyach of that panzer, of that armor, that is the secret of the tikkun klali, which is the secret of the shir pashat, kafel, meshumel, meruba, the fourfold song, which is the descent from Atzilus into Bria, into Yesira, into Asiya, the descent that comes to reveal the true nigun of La'asilavo, the Shira Meresh Amana, the song of Amuna, which is Mevatel, the koilis of Milchama. That's the koyach of the Isha B'tochon. The koyach to be mamshich, the oris of Chochma, into the mayach of Bina, and to be zoicha to the oris of Atik, which means that even in this, if in this moment I don't see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I know that in the future I will see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. On the darga of Chachma, I will see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when I draw that light of comfort into discomfort, what I'm zoicha to is a koyach of comfort that contains discomfort within it as well. And that's the aniva ayin v'vasachas, that koyach of bitachon, to taste the future and the present, to be zoicha to the song of Shir Hashirim. Like the Rebbe tells us that the koyach of Shir Hashirim is the song of the person in labor who in the depths of their pain understand the secret of Ayelas HaShachar. They understand the Isha Matakin is going down into the worlds of concealment to be mahapich everything latova, to transform the world into a nigun, to the nigun of bitachon, of batach ba lev bala v'shalol lo yachsar. That when a person has the koyach of bitachon, they won't miss anything, even that which appears to be devoid, even that which is shalal, even that which is negative. The tzaddikim tell us that shalal is gematria shas. It means niglos haTorah, specifically where a person doesn't feel that koyach of his chadshus, of emuna, of bitachon. It's specifically there that a yid has to be makusha themselves to the or bitachon, to be mamshich nister into nigla, like the tzaddik teaches us. And this is the or bitachon. This is going to be the hakdama necessary to understand the triple avoida of the Isha Matakin as he descends down into the world of a soldier, because here in the world of the soldier, what we understand is the deepest joke of all, that the Isha Matakin understands that the reason I'm going down is to reveal the deepest light, that it's all the Tesefes Kishut. This is where the fixer is going to find himself in such dire straits. Things are going to get so schwer. Things are going to get so concealed on a certain level in this person's life. Ish lefi mahalalo, each person according to the conjecture of their own heart. Like Rabbeinu teaches us in the first teaching in Sichos Haran, that kol chad lefum shiru dilei, everything is true within each and every individual's heart. Like Rabbi Nachman teaches us in the fifth chapter, in the fifth teaching in the Likutei Moharan, that I am an entire world and it's my job to fix. Once I realize it's my world, it's my job to fix. And when we go down into that place, each and every one of us, according to our own level, we have the koyach of being megala, and or mufla remala, and or mufla remala. We're going to see that he transforms, because in that shverkeit, he transforms his real sword for a wooden sword. That's where the fixer is forced to play with the wooden sword. And we know that the secret of the wooden sword is the secret of make-believe. It's a secret of laughing with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a secret of knowing the punchline of the joke even though we can't say it. It's a secret of pretending and knowing that we're pretending and knowing Hashem knows we're pretending. But Abba, what else are we supposed to do but pretend? When there's iris of Melchama in the world, there's a iris of Mashiach, which is the capacity to be metaken zayin, to fix broken things in the lowest place. That's an akud of Mashiach. Any moment that a Jewish person feels, or any person in the world feels a hasag of das, of more knowledge, which is the koyach of Mashiach in each and every person, in that moment it's a viyas HaMashiach. And eventually the historic Messiah will arrive, and it will be a sum total and more of all of those individualized moments of Mashiach. And we're going to understand, we're not going to be surprised. We'll say, oh, I knew this feeling of Mashiach already. This is not surprising. I anticipated this feeling because I tasted from the sweet waters of the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh and all of the Talmidim HaMitim and the Tzaddikim throughout the generation. B'ezras Hashem will understand what it means to be forced to buy a wooden sword, and we'll understand what it means to transform all negativity and judgment into a moment of positive judgment, into a world of seeing good. I heard in the name of Rav Yitzchak Meyer Morgenstern Shlita that he said in his Purim Katan Tish, or maybe it was over Shabbos, but be'emes, what does a person have to lose in judging something favorably? What does a person have to lose by choosing to see good in the world? By choosing to see good in another person? By choosing to live a life of bitachon and transforming the wooden sword into the greatest laughter of all, the schok di Yitzchak, the laughter of Mashiach, be'ezras Hashem.